Your dog is staring at you right now, or they did this morning, or they will again tonight. And every single time, you probably held that gaze for a second, decided they must want food, and looked away. That is what almost every dog owner does. But here is what no one has ever told you. Researchers studying canine communication have found that prolonged silent eye contact in dogs is not a request for a meal. It is one of the most emotionally loaded signals a dog can send, and the fact that most owners read it wrong is not a small thing. It means you have been missing a message your dog has been trying to send you for years. Not occasionally, not once in a while. Every single time they went quiet and still and watched you with that look, there was something urgent underneath it, something that has nothing to do with what is in the kitchen. And once you understand what it actually means, you will never look away again. If that already has you thinking about your dog differently, this is exactly the channel you need. Brilliant Paws is where dog psychology gets real, not textbook theory, not training tips, but the raw emotional truth behind what your dog is actually doing and why. Subscribe right now. Hit that bell. Because what we cover here is the kind of thing that changes how you see your dog completely. Let me put you inside a specific moment. Because you have been here. It is somewhere between 9 and 10 on a weeknight. The room is dim. The TV is running something you are half watching. You have had a full day, a hard one maybe, or just a long, draining, ordinary one, and your body is finally still. Your phone is in your hand. Your brain is somewhere between present and checked out. Your dog has been nearby for a while. Quiet, just existing in the same space as you. And then something pulls at you, that specific, almost magnetic feeling. You look up, and there they are, not moving, not making a sound, just watching you with those two dark eyes completely locked in. The kind of eye contact that most humans would find uncomfortable. Their tail is not wagging. They are not nudging anything with their nose. They are not circling the food bowl. They are just staring at you. You hold the gaze for a second, maybe two. Then you glance toward the kitchen or give them a small distracted smile and go right back to your phone. They hold the stare for a few more seconds, and then they turn and quietly walk away. You thought it meant they were hungry. It didn't. What was actually happening in that room was something far older and more complex than hunger. Your dog was engaging in one of the most sophisticated emotional behaviors in the entire animal kingdom, and the science behind it is genuinely remarkable. Dogs are the only non-human species on Earth that naturally seek out human eye contact as a form of emotional communication. Not wolves, not chimpanzees, not any other animal we have studied at this level. Dogs evolved this specific behavior in direct relationship with humans, and only with humans. Researchers at Azabu University in Japan found that when dogs and their owners engage in mutual gaze, both experience a measurable rise in oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that surges between a mother and her newborn in those first moments after birth. The study, published in Science in 2015 and led by researcher Takafumi Kikusui, documented significant elevations in oxytocin in both dogs and their owners following sustained eye contact. This was not a minor uptick. It mirrored the hormonal loop seen in human parent-infant bonding. Your dog looks at you and something ancient and biological fires between you simultaneously. You have felt that pull your whole life with your dog. You just never had a name for it until right now. But here is where it gets deeper. Because that research describes what happens when the gaze is mutual, when both of you are fully in it. What no one talks about is what happens on your dog's side when that gaze goes unanswered, when you look away before they do, when you miss it entirely. That is a completely different story, and it is the story most dog owners are living without knowing it. There is something beneath that oxytocin research that almost never surfaces in conversations about dog behavior. And it explains exactly why your dog goes silent when they need you the most. Because that silence is not nothing. That silence is everything. Think about how your dog normally communicates with you on any ordinary day. They bark at something outside. They paw at your leg when they want attention. They whine near the door when they need to go out. They drop a toy at your feet when they want to play. These are first attempt signals, loud ones, physical ones. These are the things your dog uses when they still believe the message will land, when the channel between you feels open. Now think about what happens to those signals on a difficult day. You are distracted, you are emotionally maxed out, you are on a call, deep in something, or just genuinely running on fumes. The bark gets a quiet shh, The paw gets a gentle push away. The whine goes acknowledged slowly or not at all. And your dog watches every single one of those moments land on nothing. They are not oblivious to this. Researchers at the University of Portsmouth found that dogs have a highly developed ability to read human attentional states. They can tell when you are focused, distracted, stressed, or emotionally unavailable, and they shift their behavior accordingly. When your dog senses you are closed off, they do not keep broadcasting the same signal into static. They adapt. They go quieter. Here is what should stop you cold. Most of us have told ourselves the story that when our dog goes quiet, things are fine. That quiet means content. But quiet in a dog who was just trying to reach you does not mean fine. It means they have worked through their options and arrived at the most vulnerable one they have. And this matters right now. Not as interesting trivia. Tonight, when your dog sits in front of you and goes completely still, this is already happening. It has probably been happening for a long time. And the thing your dog does next, after every other signal is spent, is something that researchers discovered goes far deeper than anyone expected. That part is next. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology uncovered something that shifts the entire picture. Dogs do not just seek your eyes for attention. They read your face for emotional state with a precision that should genuinely astonish you. Specifically, dogs show what researchers call a left gaze bias when looking at human faces. They consistently process the left side of your face first, which is the side where humans most expressively display genuine emotion. This perceptual pattern appears in dogs only when looking at human faces. Not dog faces, not other animals. Human faces specifically. Dogs evolved this ability as a direct result of thousands of years living alongside us. They register micro-expressions, the tension in your jaw, the slight downward pull at the corners of your mouth when you are sad but not yet crying, the particular stillness of a body carrying something heavy. They are reading you the way a close friend reads your face when they know something is wrong before you have said a single word. Let that settle for a second. Your dog knows when something is off with you. They know it in your face. They know it in how you are sitting. They know it in the specific texture of your silence. And when they know it, they do not simply go lie down and leave you to it. They come toward you. They try. They bark, or paw, or whine. And when every one of those signals fails to reach you, they arrive at the final option. They sit down in front of you, completely still, completely open, and they stare. That is not passive behavior. That is the most emotionally costly thing your dog knows how to do. It requires them to stay vulnerable, to hold still, to keep reaching even after everything else has been rejected. The myth, the real villain here, is the story most people accept without questioning. That a staring dog is just a dog waiting for something basic, food, a walk, nothing deeper than surface need. That myth has been costing you something real every single day, and now you are seconds away from understanding exactly what. If this is landing the way we think it is, stop for a second and share this video with one person who loves their dog the way you love yours. They deserve to know this too. And if you are not subscribed to Brilliant Paws yet, do it right now. This is exactly what this channel exists for. Think about your dog right now, their specific face, the way they look at you when the room goes quiet and you have not said anything for a while. You know that look. You have seen it more times than you can count. You probably smiled at it, gave them a quick pat, called it cute without ever sitting with it long enough to feel what was underneath. They were not being mysterious. They were not performing. They were standing at the absolute edge of everything they know how to say and reaching for you one more time. Every time you were stressed or distracted or just gone somewhere inside yourself and your dog went quiet and still and locked their eyes on yours, they were not giving up on you. They were trying harder than they had tried all day. They had already worked through the bark and the paw and the whine, and now they were using the last signal they had. The one that costs everything. The one that requires them to stay open and still and trust that eventually you would look up and feel it. There is no agenda in that stare. No game. No manipulation. Just an animal who burned through every channel and arrived at the most exposed one. Who chose vulnerability over giving up? The silence is not absence. The silence is the loudest thing your dog knows how to do. Here is what is true. Silent, sustained eye contact is a last resort communication signal in dogs. When barking failed and pawing was pushed away and whining went unanswered, your dog defaulted to the one signal they had left. They looked at you, hard, deep, without flinching. Not because they were hungry, not because they were bored, because they were begging for connection. Because they were saying, in the only language they had left, I am still here. Are you still there? Your dog is not creepy when they stare. They are not needy in the way we dismiss neediness. They are standing at the outer edge of everything they know how to communicate, reaching for you one final time. Every quiet stare you brushed past, every moment you glanced at the food bowl instead of their eyes. They tried again anyway. The stare was never a request for food. It was a refusal to give up on you. That is the thing no one says out loud. The quietest signal your dog makes is also the most desperate one. When your dog goes completely still and just watches you, they are not being passive. They are fighting for you with the only weapon they have left. A look, a gaze held open, two eyes saying please. They have been saying please for years, because you were worth it. You know something now that you did not know before this video. And that is not a small thing. It matters tonight, in real time. The next time your dog sits in front of you and goes quiet, here is the one thing to take with you. Next time your dog stares at you in silence, when there is nothing obvious happening, when you would normally glance away and keep scrolling, look back, hold it for real. Give them 3, 4, 5 seconds of your full, undivided attention. Not a distracted half smile. Not a quick pat, just your eyes meeting theirs, completely present. You do not need to say anything. You do not need to do anything at all. Just let them know the signal got through. Watch what happens next. The exhale, the soft blink, the way their whole body loosens, the way they come closer and settle right against you like they have been waiting to do it for hours. That is not a dog who just got a random moment of attention. That is a being who tried every signal in their entire emotional vocabulary, arrived at the last one, and this time, finally, it worked. That exhale is what relief looks like in the only creature on earth who chose to love us the way dogs do. If that moved you, drop a comment below and tell us, when did your dog last stare at you like this? We read every single one, and if you want more of this, Brilliant Paws is here every week. Your dog has been learning your language their entire life. Every word, every look, every mood you carry into a room, they have been fluent in you for years. They were never just staring at you. They were asking you not to disappear.